Last one. This one's interesting.
Yeah.
Your points around discovering your sort of authentic leadership style is um, having no ceiling. And you talk a little bit about pushing through your own uncertainty and fear and doubts. Share with us how you've lived that.
Yeah. So when I started at AT&T 28 and a half years ago, I was a network architect. I had a great job. I learned early on, though, that I wanted to get closer to the business. I wanted to get closer to the customers. And so I moved into a P&L role as product manager and did a couple of operation jobs. My mentors early on told me, in order to really get a feel for the company, and if you aspire to general management,
Right.
you need to go to sales. Now, for somebody who had no idea what sales was, had no interest in sales, my parents still don't have any idea what sales is or what I do.
How many years into AT&T were you until you moved to sales responsibility?
I was a good 5 years in. So I had progressed quite well in my career, 5-6 years in. And I had a hard time getting in. I'm not ashamed to say that I failed upwards of 6 times with trying to get a sales job because nobody would hire me with no sales experience. At that point, I was quite determined. It was a circuitous route. It was a kind of a curved route to get there, but ultimately through a set of different other assignments and finding someone who would ultimately take a risk on me.
I was going to ask you, someone took a risk on you.
Someone totally took a risk on me. And I found my professional passion, if you will, which has led me down this amazing career path. And so I am one who absolutely believes that there is no ceiling. There's nothing that you can't do if you are willing to put the work in, if you're willing to realize that there's not just one route to point A to point B. I'm proud to share with you that I'm the highest ranking woman of color in AT&T communications. I became the first Asian officer of AT&T back in the 90s. These were not objectives at all that I set out for myself. Had I looked back on it and said, hey, I want to go be that, I probably would have psyched myself out a little bit. But they were the result of a pretty purposeful career with a lot of wonderful leadership support and great experiences. But I would have thought that there was a ceiling, right? Until you got to go and break it and redefine it and become a trailblazer.